What's up, everyone? Today is a prime example of why you still go out and garage sale hunt, even if the weather is not perfect, as long as it's not downpouring rain. Earlier in the week, we had a tropical depression or tropical storm, and the weather has been crappy every single day since then. It's rained a lot, and we actually had some flooding in some areas. But this morning, when Dan and myself, Mr. Sprinkles, were trying to figure out if we were going to go out and garage sale today, he didn't really seem like he was into it. He had said he'd been rained on every single day this week, and it was supposed to rain this morning, so he's like, I'm going to pass. I believe he just went back to bed. I decided to still go out because in the past, I have either waited until later on in the day to see if the weather was going to be good and then missed out on things like at garage sales that I heard about, or I've gone out in the rain and actually found some really good things. Well, today, it wasn't raining, but there was only like 10 sales out because the weather had been so bad. But I did find something. I found a $40 Super Nintendo bundle with a perfect condition Super Nintendo system in the box. Box Super Nintendo games. Unfortunately, the games are all crap. They're like Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. But the Super Nintendo is actually a special edition system. And it's a good one. It's one that's in really nice shape and has every little piece in there too. So I will show you all that a little bit later in the video. Of course, we have the random game giveaway, and I also was on a little adventure in a guy's backyard earlier in this week. In his flooded backyard, he let me go into his like sheds and stuff, and I got some pretty decent things at his house. So that'll be shown as well. So stick around. I had to find a new place in the game room to film because I got some new shelving and I can't fit in that spot anymore where I used to film. So I apologize if the lighting's a little off. It'll probably take me a couple videos to figure out the best setup for over here. Before I do the random game giveaway, I'm going to show you the few pawn shop finds I got this week. And it was Xbox week at the pawn shops apparently. I picked up on the way to work Fable Anniversary on the 360, and if you can tell, it's actually still sealed, and it's the not for resale version that would have come packaged in with the system. I asked, how much are your games? And they said $9 each, which I thought was a very odd price. And then I said, well, if I bought a few, would you give me a discount? And they're like, well, you'd have to buy like 8 or 10 to get a discount, and they didn't have enough that I was interested in. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just get this. So I took out my credit card to buy it for $9. And he's like, well, sorry, we don't take cards for just one item. And I'm like, okay, there's like a legit pawn shop, like not a Cash America, but still, the sign said they'd been open for like 28 years. So I was like, well, cash-wise, all I have is like $5 on me, and I would like to get this. And he's like, fine, I'll just do it. And he was like mad that he was taking $5 and not getting the full $9 off the card. So I thought that was a little weird, but I ended up getting it for $5. Then I got this stack actually today, after I went garage sailing. They were $7 a piece, really good deal. Resident Evil Revelations 2 on the Xbox One. I really enjoyed this. If you've not played this yet, or the first Revelations, go pick these up because they're like that old style Resident Evil where it's more about like exploration, shit killing you all the time because you don't have enough ammo. But these were really good, and it's actually pretty creepy when you get into the woods in this game. You can barely see in front of you. There's so much like brush and trees and stuff, so I really recommend that one if you like survival horror. Rise of the Tomb Raider on Xbox One, and then Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Black Ops 1, which I mentioned either last week or the week before, people are still hotly after this game because it is now a backwards compatible one on the Xbox One. And then Ultimate Alliance 2 on the 360, so $7 each for those were really good. It is now time for the random game giveaway. I got the two idiots, Mr. Tickle and Snagglefruits here, and I'm going to torture both of them today. So they're going to make out with each other while I beat them with a 360 Slim Power Brick. So here we go. The winner of this week's random game on whatever system they want is John Chopich. Congratulations, John Chopich. Thank you for watching. Please send me a personal message either here on YouTube or on the Facebook fan page. The link to that is in the About section down below. Let me know what system you want your random game to be on and your shipping address, and I'll have a game mailed off to you in the next couple weeks. And as always, there's a game giveaway starting right now. All you have to do is be subscribed, thumbs up this video, and leave a comment down below. Comment can be about whatever you want, but your suggestion this week is, I have been hearing a lot more recently for some reason, I think it's probably because of the new Call of Duty game coming out, about how a lot of people want realism in their video games. None of this space shit They want boots on the ground for their Call of Duties. And I was talking to one guy about Uncharted games and how he doesn't like the little bits of like sci-fi supernatural stuff in those, so he doesn't like them then. So I want to know from you guys, what do you like in your video games? Do you want them to be super realistic as possible graphics, or do you want more like fantasy and, you know, stuff that, personally for me, is what I look for in video games, stuff that's not in real life? Are you big into like multiplayer, the graphics, that kind of stuff? Just basically, what do you look for in video games these days when you're going to buy one and play it? I'm choking. So just be subscribed, thumbs up this video, and leave a comment down below. You have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday to enter, and the winner is always announced in the following Sunday's pickups video. Okay, on to the rest of the stuff that I got this week. This was actually from the flea market last weekend from my friend Steve, who I've mentioned in some garage sale videos and stuff. He sells games at garage sales and sometimes at the flea market. He was out at the market. I think there was another game that I got from him, but I do not remember. And I believe I paid $55 for everything. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, in the comments down below. Final Fantasy VIII, Mortal Kombat 4, Pandora's Tower, Mario Sunshine, and Luigi's Mansion. Like I said, I thought there might have been one more game I got from them. If not, it was somewhere in that price range of what I said, 55 or whatever. And then also at the flea market, I ended up getting a 10-star complete in box from West, got with the dreads. He had owed me some money. He handed me the money, and I literally handed it right back to him. It was like 35 bucks what I got that for, and it's like in perfect condition. As for the Super Nintendo bundle from today, there's actually a really odd, weird, kind of funny story that goes along with it. The short version is, two other people had gone to this garage sale that I know, that I personally know. One went on Friday, which was Aaron, and he actually got the box for this game, the Midway Arcade's Greatest Hits. He got the box for this, and he got a complete in-box copy of Space Invaders on Super Nintendo. Now, I was talking to him on the phone this morning. He was telling me about that, and he's like, the lady had a box Super Nintendo that I wasn't able to get, and she had other games, but she said they were kind of shitty, and I was like, oh no. I'm like, Aaron, I'm pretty sure I just got that lady's Super Nintendo. Needless to say, he was not super happy about it. And then the other person that was at that sale today, he was there about an hour or so after I was there, was Frank. He'd been in past videos. He had texted me, he's like, what was in that Super Nintendo bundle? And apparently he had asked that lady, do you have any games? She said, no, I actually just sold a Super Nintendo. And he says, to who? What did he look like? Was he like all in black with a beard and hair? And she's like, yeah, that was him. So two people, other people I know of, were very close to possibly getting this Super Nintendo bundle. These are the games. A box copy of Monopoly. Well, I'm not going to say box copy. They're all box copies. We have Monopoly, Family Feud. They're in great shape. Too bad that they weren't great games. We have Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, and Championship Pool. And then this was actually really cool. That was in there. A really nice condition boxed Super Nintendo controller. The paperwork, little package and stuff inside is still sealed. And then this is the controller that goes with the system, obviously. The system right here, very, very clean. Nice, no chips on it. It was only really dusty, and it came right off, so I didn't even have to, like, scrub it down or anything. And then the Super Mint Super Nintendo box, which is the Killer Instinct version. And it has everything that was supposed to be in there. Hold on, I'm actually going to pull it out real quick. Give me a sec. I have to keep the styrofoam like below the camera or it gets all glary. We have a beautiful condition copy of Killer Instinct in there. And then this was really cool. Still sealed Killer Cuts CD. And then all the other contents, cables and stuff. If I break it down into the individual items, it was $5 an item. And I normally wouldn't be excited about, paying $5 an item for, box Monopoly or whatever. But on a day like today, if that system wasn't there and I came across those and they're $5 a piece, I might have actually still probably picked those up. So in my mind, paying $5 for that Super Nintendo Killer Instinct bundle is pretty damn fantastic. I was very happy about that. And $5 for this, obviously I would definitely have paid that as well. Then we have, oh, the pickup from earlier this week. I went to a guy's house who I had been in contact with a few times. He had said that he wanted to get rid of his Super Nintendo games. I already knew he'd sent me pictures, so I already knew what the Super Nintendo games were. And I knew, he said, I would just sell these on eBay, but I'd rather sell them like locally. I knew the prices weren't going to be dirt cheap. I ended up not buying all the Super Nintendo games he had because he wanted like $550 for everything. There wasn't enough there that I wanted for my collection, and there also wasn't enough there for me to really trade or sell off to make any money on myself. So I just kind of picked ones that I didn't have the boxes and manuals for my collection, and then a couple that he wasn't valuing as high as some of the other ones. I got Plock. Now these are all complete in box. We have Plock. We have no room to put anything. The first Joe and Mac. Super Adventure Island. And these are all ones, like I said, I needed for myself. Bubsy. We got Tom and Jerry. And then this one's in a little rough shape, unfortunately. On the front of the box, Arrow the Acrobat has like a tear right there. And then this was probably the best one out of all of them. Wildcats Covert Action Teams, a game that I've actually never come across myself in the wild, or I don't remember really seeing at a store or anything. The box has a little tear right on the back, but the manual and cart are in really good shape. And then these are the two. So I picked those out, and came to 130 bucks. And then these were the two that I grabbed like after the fact, and they ended up only being $15 a piece. So I bundled it all together for 160 for the Super Nintendo games, and it was ActRaiser and Ease 3. So at the end, the overall bundle became a much better deal once I added these two in. He had like Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, and also Super Smash TV. A couple other ones that were, decent, like Maximum Carnage. That was one of the other, better ones. But those ones he was valuing a little too high. Then I was like, well, I thought you said you had some other game stuff. Then he's like, well, I do, but it's in the backyard in a couple sheds and like a little like storage unit. And he's like, it's flooded back there. I was like, I don't give a shit. I got flip-flops on. Let's go wading. So he let me go dig around in there, and I wish I could have filmed a little bit of it, but at the same time, I'm wandering around a guy's backyard, and he probably would have looked at me a little weird if I started filming his backyard. But I ended up getting a Game Boy Advance SP-101 with the charger. He had randomness in all these sheds, anywhere from BMX bikes to toys and random video game things. He let me dig, but he didn't want me like going crazy and like climbing over stuff. So I'm hoping I'm going to go back at some point. He said, hit me up. I'm not selling all this stuff, off really quick or anything. So hopefully I can go back and do a little bit more digging, and then maybe film it. We have one of the clear cases for the Play It Loud Game Boys. I have, I think, all of those, so I'm trying to get the cases to go with those. I have a box? This is a bag. I have a bag of some controllers, a white PS1 controller, just a color I didn't have, a couple N64 controllers, red and ice blue, both with really good sticks, a power cable for a 64, and he had a lot of stuff in baggies, which helped, keep it in good shape. Then a stack of games. We have Prince of Persia on the Game Boy. I didn't own that for myself, so I picked that up. Same thing with this one. A really nice copy of Mickey's Dangerous Chase, complete in box on the original Game Boy. That was in a bag of like a bunch of PS2 games. We have Dragon Quest VIII, Star Fox? Jeez. Star Ocean Till the End of Time. Both of those in really good condition. Final Fantasy VII, Black Label. Another Final Fantasy VIII. And then, unfortunately, this one is in rougher shape than I thought. There's no manual in here, which I knew, but in the lighting of the shed, I didn't realize how bad the discs were for Star Ocean. Hopefully be able to get them resurfaced. It does not play as of right now. It's really badly scratched. And then a couple toys. I got Tomb Raider fighting a Yeti. Come on, fighting a freaking Scottsquatch there. That's awesome. In really good shape, obviously still sealed. And then the Mario Target exclusive bobblehead. I own this bobblehead, but I don't own the box. And he had said at one time he had a bunch of these. He had got for a penny a piece at Target when they were just getting rid of them. They were going to throw them in the garbage, I guess. He bought them for a penny each, and I guess it sold off all the other ones, but he never take them out of the box, so it's brand new in the box. Now for the stuff that I pulled out of the sheds, I only paid 43 bucks for. That's because that's all I had left in my wallet. So putting that bundle with the Super Nintendo stuff at, what, $203, I figured that was a really good deal in the end. I have, what, 2 more little things to show you. One being, I should have showed you this earlier in the video. We have 2 off-brand wired PS3 controllers in really good condition. They were only $2 each. Not a bad deal at all. It was also a slow day at the garage sales, so not an amazing pickup or anything. And then finally, this to set up sort of the backstory. I personally know a few different people, like 2 or 3 different people, that they like to buy the newer consoles, PS4 or Xbox One, and they'll buy usually like the limited edition ones, and then they'll keep them for like 3 months, 6 months, and then they sell them off for really cheap. They either need some cash real quick, or they just put it towards getting another limited edition. There's a father and son that I know. They said, hey, we're going to sell our PS4s. We were just going to take them and like trade them in. And well, one of them is a special edition. And it's one that I've been looking for a while now. I've missed out on at least 2 times. One at a pawn shop and one that someone else was selling locally. And they just were wanting a little bit too much, more than I wanted to pay at that time. So for 150 bucks, I picked up the Destiny PS4 with the cool little graphics on the front. And it had its matching white controller as well, and the hookup cables. This is the same way I basically got the Black Ops 3 Limited Edition, the Batman one, the Titanfall Xbox One. Is just I know a few people that do this. It's not how I would necessarily invest, buying a new $300 or $400 console and then, losing technically 150, 200 bucks on it, down the road, a few months or whatever. But for whatever reason, that's how these people shop, and that's fine by me, because I got one, a system that I wanted for my collection for much cheaper than that was going for originally, and still cheaper than it's going for now. Thank you guys very much for watching. Don't forget to enter the random game giveaway. Just be subscribed, thumbs up this video, and leave a comment down below. And there will be a new VGS up this Wednesday as well, so keep an eye out for that. I love you all. Peace!